In this video, I'm going to run you through everything that I own for motorbike trips. Now, everything I'm going to show you here will fit into a normal economy suitcase, ranging between 20 and 23 kilograms. And it will suit everything from a hard enduro trip in Romania, right up to a high altitude ride in a place like Nepal. The simplicity is going to blow your mind. So in no particular order, I'm going to get started. Everything here is on the table, pretty much random from my latest trip in Nepal. Let's begin with my helmet. So I actually run with a Fly Carbon helmet. This is a motocross helmet, and I've recently just changed to a downhill mountain bike helmet from Lear. That shows how important I think weight saving is over a long day. Having lots of kilograms on your head, including cameras on the front, that gets tiring. So I'll use this definitely probably for more road-based trips in the future. But anything where it's going to be, primarily off-road, I'm going to switch to downhill mountain biking. Next up on this list is going to be the backpack, which is a Krieger Trail 9. This is well over 7 or 8 years old now. It's got a 3-litre water bladder inside. You can put more water on the outside here, or in Vietnam we use banh mi's, that kind of thing. The reason these are so great is because they feel really, really light on your back. And in here, basically I'll be carrying basics like sun cream. I put a drone in here. Very, very simple setup. That's a backpack for pretty much every single trip that I do. Next up, Rok Straps. Look, you can't travel with bungees, not serious travel anyway. You absolutely must invest in Rok Straps. For $25 a set, get 2 sets. That's going to nail you for anything that you need to throw at any holiday. It also helps with things like holding frames together if something snaps. They can be used as glorified zip ties. Super important. No proper trip without one. Now let's move on to what I actually wear in terms of clothing. So I will wear this Paramo jacket. It's over 10 years old at this point. It's basically an even more fancy version of Gore-Tex. It costs an absolute bomb. But at 10 years of age, I'll use it from hiking holidays, mountain bike holidays, climbing holidays, motorbike holidays, absolutely anything. It is my day-to-day jacket, one of the best investments I've ever made. So absolutely get yourself a decent jacket. Then I'm going to have 1 set of motocross clothes. That's it for a holiday. There you go. There's a t-shirt. Done. I'm in sunny England at the moment, by the way. Here is my trousers for riding. These are Lear Enduro trousers. So you've got a problem here. ADV trousers are too hot, too heavy. Even stuff from like Moscow Moto, they try really hard to make them lightweight, and actually I own a set of those lightweight ones. I have forgotten the name, but still for me, too hot. But basically, if you're going to get ADV, get the lightest stuff that you can get. If you're going to go motocross, you find it just breaks instantly. And actually with these, I've been disappointed in terms of how quickly they broke. But it doesn't really matter if you got holes in this sort of stuff, you just got to use it. So I tend to get holes instantly in any trousers I buy that are lightweight enough, but I'll just use them out for a year and then replace them. Pockets are really good in trousers as well, if you can get it. Right, so that's just 1 set of driving clothes, so it doesn't really count. In terms of evening wear, I will wear exactly what I'm wearing on the flight. That's all I'll carry. So usually I'll have trousers on. Today I've got shorts, but whatever I'm wearing on the flight, that becomes my evening wear for a holiday. That's it, okay? Thermals, I have, this is for cold weather stuff, 1 mid-layer they call it. This is just a normal mid-layer golf thing. Costs basically nothing from the golfing world, done. I've got 1 thermal t-shirt from Amazon, done. 1 thermal trousers from Amazon, done. It's so lightweight what you're seeing here, right? And then on an evening, if it's really, really cold, I'll bring 1 fleece as well. But I've never really had to do that, let's be honest. In terms of rain gear, 1 pair of trousers, I would like to upgrade these. These are just cheap crap, but I very, very rarely put trousers on. I tend to be a person who likes to just get wet and let it dry out. And if it's an enduro trip, I'll use this Racer Effects rain jacket. Breathable holes down here. So you do get slightly wet in it, but in enduro, you're so hot anyway, it doesn't matter. And look how small that crunches up into. That's it. Done. And then otherwise, it's going to be this. This comes with me on every trip. Obviously, on an enduro trip, it'll be with me, but I won't necessarily have it on the bike with me, depending on the conditions. But a long distance thing, I'll always have this on me if it's going to be a cold country. Okay, moving on to armor. We have, for enduro trips or stuff where I think or pretty confident I'm going to be crashing, I will use these Leat shorts. Super lightweight. These, I think, are the 5.0 Leat shorts. I think shorts are an underutilized asset when it comes to motorbiking. In terms of knee and elbow guards, I will use these days both knee and elbow, the Leat Ultralight. And look how thin that is. Now with these sorts of things, when you crash, it still hurts, I'm not going to lie. You're still going to get a bruise. But you tend to, or for me anyway, every single time I've had a crash, I've walked away again. And that balance for me is absolutely worth it in terms of feeling free on the bike, not overheating, all that kind of stuff. I'm really, really liking the really, really light armor. Before, I used the one up from that, these Leat Real Flex. They're just a little bit bulkier, but nothing much. But yeah, I've even, as I say, downgraded the Under Armour. And then if it's a proper enduro trip, I will use knee braces, the Leat C-frame carbon. I'll only use this if it's proper off-road and I'm going to be putting my feet down a lot, that kind of stuff. On an adventure ride, these won't come with me. For anything that's got road, these are just not comfortable enough. But when it comes to knee braces for off-road, they're really, really good ones. And in my opinion, you cannot properly off-road without knee braces. It's just something you can't do. And actually, these really elevated my game because they help you stand up. And some of them will even have springs in them. Not these ones, but some do. Then let's go down a sort of more toolkit range and things like that. I've got a rope. That's it. I've got a pump. Yep, that is a full electric pump right there. I have Oakley sunglasses, not goggles. This has got a golfing lens on it at the moment, but the lens is interchangeable. That's what I use there. In terms of gloves, just swear by Five. Five only make gloves, and these are their MX Pro line. I've used these for over 10 years. Like, the gloves themselves probably last me about 4 years per pair. So this is my third set now. But so, like, they just stop all the cuts here, and I just love them. I've never, even in like really high altitude driving, I am someone who can run quite cold, but I've never needed to have heavier gloves than this ever. So I do own sets of ADV gloves and things, but I found I just never use them. So now, even on crazy cold trips, I only run with these. Maybe that will change one day, I don't know. So then, under the knee braces are these socks. What do you call them? Socks. And the pads go inside. So that's the armor that goes under the knee brace. Then if it's an ADV journey and I'm doing bags, you've got the Krieger OS series. I own the 6 litre, the 12 litre and the 18 litre. In my honest opinion, if you're doing a short enduro trip, you probably can get a bigger backpack. That's what I've started doing. Going up to a 25 litre backpack and just scrapping the side bags entirely and running out of a backpack. And if it's a big ADV trip, I just use the 18s, because the 18s, even if you don't fill them up, it's kind of the same as a 12. So I would get the 18s if you're going to buy them, but you shouldn't be getting the 18s with the idea of filling them up. And these will go on the side of any racking system if you've got Rok Straps. Like, it's just universal. You can go anywhere in the world on any bike, chuck them on with Rok Straps, and that's it. You're done. You're good to go. The toolkit, absolute game changer. The Vera Tool Check Plus. This will fix anything on anyone's bike. You want to be that guy who has a toolkit ready to help people? This is all you need. Absolute promise on that one. For phone mount, I'm going with the Peak design. And then for the phone itself is a Unihertz Titan, I think it's called. Look how small that is. And that just, with a magnetic clip, boom, done. And you just pop it off like that. It's way easier than quad lock, way stronger than quad lock. And you'll notice any piece of electronics I have, be it a phone or a camera that's attached to a bag or something, I don't want to get into cameras in this video, will have these carabiners on them, I think they're called. So if something goes wrong with the phone mount, the phone is still attached to the handlebars usually. So that works really well. I'll run a proper Samsung, at the moment, Samsung phone from my primary phone, which hotspots to this phone that has Maps Me and all my mapping stuff on it. So that works really, really nicely. Then for my laptop, you're gonna love this. Yep, this is my Chewy laptop. That is what I run my business on when I'm on ATV trips. It's got Linux Kubuntu installed. Off we go with that. I'm just trying to prove, you know, how lightweight you can go on these things and how seriously you want to get rid of all the luggage. And finally, one of the, shouldn't really leave this to last, but I have, is the boots. Now, I've been through a lot of boots in my time. These are the City Cross Air Enduro, I believe, and they're very new model. I think it's 2026 these came out. They're proper enduro, like as sort of heavyweight as you can get in terms of durability and safety, but they've managed to really reduce the weight. And me, size 12 UK feet, one of the biggest problems I was having is boots, proper boots, are just too heavy, and it was really causing me problems. And they also don't let any heat out, and I was just overheating through my feet, especially in hot countries like Vietnam, but even in cold places or cold trips, I could feel like fire in my feet. And these completely changed the game for me. Now, a few things on boots. ADV boots are not good enough. The reason being, if you're doing ADV and you have a 200 kilogram bike land on you, a flexible boot is not going to save you. And the biggest injuries we have on tours is when customers refuse to use our boots. They use their own crappy ADV boots and they break their legs. You must get high-end motocross boots. It's not more important than a helmet, but it's as important as a helmet when it comes to proper riding. And what you're looking for really, I've forgotten what the terminology is. There's technology in these things that stop them from hyperflexing, right? And you got to have these. And the modern stuff like this is unbelievably comfortable. It's just as comfortable, in my opinion. Well, they're more comfortable than ADV boots because they provide you support, whereas ADV boots just crumble in. So get proper motocross boots. You do need to be spending at least $350 minimum, but preferably get the proper stuff at $500, $550. It's going to save you broken ankles, broken legs, improve your riding because they offer support. So boots, big part. If you're off-roading as well, you need to be getting knee braces. I think it's just something you have to have. But the primary thing of this video is to show you how simple that setup is and how lightweight that setup is. And in many ways, how universal that setup is between different sports in terms of hiking, mountain biking, motorbiking, and how long it lasts. It doesn't need to be extremely expensive sport. You do need to get good gear at the beginning, but then that's going to last you a very, very long time. And then finally, wrap your head back a bit and think about how much of that setup has got nothing to do with motorbike gear at all, right down to this Paramour jacket. Not a motorbike ADV jacket, a normal Paramour hiking jacket. Thanks for watching.